Hello my dear friends and students, hope you are doing well, and we are in class 9th social studies lesson number 1, our earth. Dear students and viewers, we have done earlier sessions about evolution of universe, evolution of earth, and how the planets were formed. And also I said that I wanted to teach to you how the stars are evolved. Stars. So today we are going to discuss about formation of stars and internal structure of the earth or inside of the earth. Okay, so stars are formed. Stars formation not mentioned in our textbook, but it's my primary responsibility to teach you how the stars are formed. You know that we have learned how universe was evolved and what kind of transformation, several phases that took to change our earth today. And now stars, how stars are formed. Same, everything formed in the same way. Stars. What are stars? Stars are heavenly gaseous bodies. These are also gaseous bodies. These are formed from clump of gases. Simple. Stars are formed from clump of gases. These clump of gases were containing same matter, that is helium and hydrogen. Okay, when helium hydrogen both are there, these both are colliding. They both are colliding with each other. When this helium hydrogen colliding each other, what happens? Energy generates. What? Energy generated. When the energy generated, there was a fusion created. I hope you know that fusion. So whenever it was colliding, energy was generated due to fusion. Okay, so whenever this energy generated, this became very denser. Okay, the gaseous body became very denser. We can say that whenever this energy generated, it become very denser gaseous body. It became denser. Okay, so now we can say that denser gaseous body is called as star, or densest gaseous bodies are called as stars. These are born 5 to 6 billion years ago. 5 to 6 billion years ago. As you know that the age of the earth is 4.6 billion years. First stars are formed, then earth was formed. So these are the formation procedure of stars, earth, planets, or evolution of atmosphere, that whatever we have discussed. So it's a very important. They may ask you in your FA examinations or any competitive examination that how these stars are formed. Stars are formed due to the helium, hydrogen. These are colliding each other and energy generated. Whenever this energy generated, these gaseous bodies become very denser. So due to these denser bodies, we are saying that these are stars. It is stars also producing huge energy, because these are the gaseous bodies which formed 5 to 6 billion years ago. Now let's see about internal structure of the earth. Very, very important topic. Internal structure of the earth. Internal structure of the earth. Internal structure of the earth. Very important topic. Internal structure of the earth. Dear students, you know that we are sending persons in the space, thousands, lakhs of the kilometers. Persons are going upwards. in the space they're traveling, but it is very difficult to send human being inside of the earth, because it is the temperature is very huge. Okay, for example, this is inside. See, the radius of the earth, radius means the distance from center to its surface. Distance from center to surface, the radius of the earth is, in our textbook they have mentioned 6,000 kilometers, but as per the NCERT 11th class, 6,370 kilometers, 600, or we can say that approximately 6,400 kilometers, the radius of the earth. Radius means what? Distance from center to its surface. See, while we are going upwards, the temperature decreases in the troposphere. While we are going inside of the earth, the temperature increases for every 32 meters. For every 32 meters, 1 degree Celsius temperature increases. For every 32 meters, while we are going inside, the temperature increases, and in different parts, in different layers, the temperature may be vary. It is a crust. So what I am saying, this is crust. In mantle, in core, the percentage or the Celsius will be vary. Okay, right. Now we have discussed about the radius. See, to imagine radius, to decide radius, or to decide how much temperature is increasing while we are going inside, it was very difficult to know. It was very difficult to study. It was very difficult to analysis the internal structure of the earth. We are analyzing space, different objects, planets, dwarf planets, comets, meteoroids, everything we are doing. We have done lot of investigation has been done on the space thing, but inside of the earth it was very difficult. Okay, see, it took many years to study the internal structure of the earth or inside of the earth. Finally, geologists came to conclusion. After the many years of study, they came to the conclusion, and they revealed the secrets of the earth, inside of the earth. See, till now only 3 to 4 kilometers, mostly 3 to kilometers distance or depth human person reached only 3 to 4 kilometer depth, mostly in the gold mines, that human being can reach only 3 to 4 kilometers of inside or depth. In South Africa, 12 kilometers human being reached 12 kilometer depth in South Africa. That's it. This is the last. But in space, lakhs of the kilometers human beings were traveled, but in the inside of the earth only 12 kilometers. See how it is very difficult and how it is very different, right? So this is the update. Till now these are the update, and only we have reached, the human being reached only 12 kilometers, right? Up to maybe we may reach 20 or 25 kilometers if there is a technology increases, science and technology increases. Apart from that, 12 kilometers will be last. But we are sending pipelines. To some extent 15 to 20 kilometers. Okay, for different reasons. Okay, internal structure of the earth. The internal structure of the earth can be divided into 3 important parts. One is crust. Second one is mantle. And third one is core. See, core also can be divided into 2 parts. One is outer core and one more is inner core. So earth can be divided into 3 major layers: crust, mantle and core again subdivided into two layers. So let's discuss one by one. Crust. Dear students, as we know that how the crust was formed, once you recall, the lighter elements, when the earth formation stage, heavier object reached inside of the earth. Okay, lighter particles, they went away, they came, they settled on the top of the earth. So this is crust. So crust is a thin layer, it is a thin layer, and the depth of the crust is 100 kilometers. For example, see, this is crust, mantle, this is crust, and this is mantle, and this is core. The depth from top to this edge, it is only 100 kilometers. But in the ocean, for example, this is the ocean. For example, there is a ocean, the depth will be decreases. For example, on the top, whatever we are living today, so on the top soil to the bottom, this line, it will be 100 kilometers. But inside already, for example, this is a sea already in depth. So the sea, wherever the sea or oceans are there, this depth will be decreases. If there is 100 kilometers, it may be 30 kilometers or 20 kilometers. And the depth also given the different books. This was mentioned in different way. So in our textbook 9th class, they have mentioned the depth is 100 kilometers. Right? It is a thin layer. It is formed by rocks. In your surroundings, you see a lot of rocks. You have made a house, your base, the rocks, hilly areas, so many rocks we find. So it was formed by the rocks, and we are living on it. So if they may ask you to write 4 or 5 points, you write about the crust. It is a thin layer. The depth of the crust is 100 kilometers. It is formed by the rocks. We are living on it. Simple. You can write. It consists mostly rocky, and it makes only 1% of volume. The percentage of crust is only 1%. So these are the 5 important points. I can write one more point. It is brittle. And break very easily during earthquakes. If earthquake occurs, it breaks very easily because it is very brittle. We can see some cracks on the rocks, some cracks on the land. It will break very easily during earthquakes. And the important material in the crust are silica and aluminum. Silica and aluminum. So that's what one scientist, one Austrian geologist, Suez belongs to Austria. Who was Suez? Suez was the Austrian geologist. Said this crust is as sial. Crust called as sial. Sial means the material, most of material available on the crust is Si. Si means what? Silica. Si means what? Silica. And Al means what? Aluminium. Al means what? Aluminium. So Suez, a Austrian geologist, explained that he called crust as Sial. Si refers silica and Al refers aluminium. So this is about the crust. So this is crust. Crust, it makes up only 1% of volume. Like, we can say that like eggshell or the outer layer of the apple, how thin it was. So the same layer it is. So that's what, when earthquakes occurs, crust will be damaged a lot. It will be very destructive. It damages a lot. Okay, so this is about crust. Now let's see mantle. Okay, mantle. The second layer is mantle. See, mantle, the depth is 100 to 2900 kilometer depth. See, the depth increased, and the upper layer, see, for example, okay, I'll draw one. See, this is crust, and this is mantle. This is all mantle. See, this is the upper layer of the mantle. This is what? Crust. So this part is called as upper layer of the mantle. Upper layer of the mantle is pliable. Pliable means what? Flexible. See, so this is the flexible. This is very flexible or pliable. It is a soft kind of nature. It is liquid in nature, soft kind of nature. So that's what the crust float on it. So this is liquid. So the crust is floating on it. On where the crust is floating? Crust is floating on the mantle outer part. So I repeat, crust floating on outer layer or outer part of the mantle. So we can write as upper layer or upper part of the mantle pliable. Okay, I'll write upper part of the mantle. Upper part of the mantle is pliable. What is mean by pliable? Pliable means what? Flexible. Okay, and soft in nature. So that's what. And crust float on mantle. Sir, how the crust will float, sir? How the crust will float? Because the crust was made up with certain plates that we'll discuss in the next chapter. Plates. For example, this is one plate, this is one plate, this is one plate, this is one plate. So these plates are move different sides. So that's what we can say is that these plates are moving on the mantle. These plates are floating on the mantle. So these plates are called as convergent plates, divergent plates. Convergent plates and divergent plates. Next, most of the mantle it consists with silicates. Most of the mantle contain silicates. And the Suez, I said Suez, Suez, he called mantle as Sima. Sima means, Si means what? Silicates or silica. Ma means magnesium. Ma means what? Magnesium. I repeat, Suez, Austrian geologist, he called mantle as Sima. Si refers silica, Ma refers Mg. He divided internal structure of the earth three parts: Sial, Sima, and next one is Nife or knife. He divided. So this is about the mantle. And the mantle is liquid in form. It is in liquid, soft in nature, and it is liquid in form. So this is about mantle. It's very, very important. Next core. core. As I said, core it divided into two parts. It's subdivided into two parts. Okay, one is outer core. One is outer core, and another one is inner core. See once, let's see. The core, the depth of the core is 2900 to 6376. So this will be the radius. So I said 6370, I said no. So approximately 6400, the radius of the earth. 6400 or 6376 or approximately 6000 you considered. You considered 6000. This is the core is inside, like if you boiled the egg, the outer part is crust, the white one was mantle, and the yellowish one is core. And I forgot, mantle makes up only 16% of volume. Crust percentage is 1% of volume. Mantle percentage is 16% of volume, and core percentage is 83% of the volume. 83% of the volume. Let's see core. See outer core. Outer core depth is 2900 to 5100 kilometers, and inner core is 5100 kilometers to 6376 kilometers depth inside. Okay, and it is outer core it is liquid in form. It is liquid. It is also liquid in form. It is solid. Sir, how you can say that solid? Sir, why it will be very solid? Because it is solid because of high pressure. Because due to the high pressure, dear students, you see, when we are going inside of the earth, temperature also increases and pressure also increases. Temperature also increases, pressure also increases. So we reached the ending part. So there will be more huge pressure. So due to the huge pressure here, the metals, whatever the metals are there, these metals are solid in form, here liquid in form. So what kind of metals are there? Here metals are nickel and iron. Nickel and iron. I repeat, nickel and iron materials are available in outer core, and here gold like substances. Here like gold like substances available in inner core, and the temperature is huge temperature, very huge temperature. 4000 to 5000 degrees Celsius temperature will be there in outer core, and here 5000 degrees centigrade to 7000 degrees centigrade temperature will be there in inner core. It's very important. And just now I said crust makes up only 1% of volume. Mantle makes up 16% of volume, and this core makes up 83% of the volume. 83% of the volume. So very important. It is solid in nature. 5100 to 6376, 5000 degrees Celsius to 7000 degrees Celsius. This temperature is not mentioned in textbook. This temperature is not at all mentioned in our textbook. Okay, next see, does the earth is active or not? Earth is still active or not? Let's we discuss. So there are some uses also there. There are some uses of internal parts of the earth. Some gold like substances, nickel, iron, these are coming out from the inside of the earth. See what Suez said. What Suez divided earth into three parts. One is, I said, crust. He said crust is as Sial. Second one is mantle. Okay, mantle he said Sima. And core, he said core as Nife or knife. Sima, Sial. Silica, aluminium. Silica, magnesium. Ni means nickel, Fe means ferrous. Ni means nickel, Fe means ferrous. Suez. Who was Suez? Austrian geologist was divided. And the volume which these three contain: crust contain only 1% of the volume, mantle contain 16% of the volume, core contain 83% of the volume, total 100% completed. Now let's see, is earth is still active or not? Is earth is active or not? Earth is active or not? Question mark. See, we can say that earth is very active. Earth is very active. How we can prove earth is? Sir, you are saying earth is very active. How you can prove, sir? How you can prove? See, the proof is, for example, this is okay, this is crust, mantle. This is what? Crust. And this is mantle. This is mantle, and this is core. See, the last parts of the crust, the edge points of the crust, it goes inside the mantle. Okay, so the rocks, they will be molten in the mantle in a liquid form. The rocks or the outer parts of the crust, inside of the crust, these all will become liquid form, molten material, right? Molten material. And this molten material, they will come out. This molten material, they come out through volcanoes. These come out from the volcanoes. So it is very active. Am I right? See, some parts of the crust, okay, some parts of the crust, these are going inside of the mantle, and some parts are coming out from the mantle or core. It is coming out from the mantle or core, and it creating certain floor on the land surface. For example, if volcano erupts, what happen? It is volcano. It is a volcano. When the volcano erupts, okay, it form a new land. It form a different sediments, different rocks. It pours lava on the floor. It became a new landform. Same, if this is the ocean. Same, if the volcano pours, there are so many volcanoes are there in the Pacific. So many volcanoes also available in the inside of the ocean. If it pours here, what happen? New sea floor will increase, or new sea floor will form. So earth is still active. Crust parts are entering into the mantle, and some parts from the mantle and core coming out and they are pouring on the land. So it is called as sea floor. So through this example, we can say that earth is still active. Lot of changes were taking place. We are not unable to observe some of the changes, but changes are happening. How? What kind of the changes are happening? Changes are happening due to the earthquake. Due to the earthquake, changes are happening on the planet. Due to the volcanoes eruption. Due to the volcanoes eruption, changes are taking place on the floor. Due to the subduction. What is the meaning of the subduction? Subduction means some landforms, maybe they go down, they will be depressed, and sometime rise of mountains. It will take many million years to observe. Once upon a time, mountains, after million years after, this mountain height will be decreased. If two plates, one plate and another plate, this is one plate and this is one plate, these both plates, they collide, here mountains will form. Himalayas are formed like that only. Two plates came, there is accident between these two plates, and suddenly the lava, these all things will be from the inside onwards, it grew upwards. So like this also, mountains or hills will be formed. See, earth is still active. What are the examples? If earth is dead, there will be no earthquakes. Volcanoes are erupting, so earth is still active. Subduction means what? Due to the plates movement. I said crust was made up with the plates, right? Sometimes the plates may be changed their direction, they move from here and there. Okay, sometimes very huge rocks will be melt. So at the time what happened, the land, for example, this land is there, in the huge rocks in the crust or at the edge of the crust, they will be, if they molten, if in case they molten, what happened, this land will be go inside like this. So it is called subduction. Okay, subduction. Sometimes this will be create pressure. If this will be create a huge pressure, this land will be rise a little. This land will be rise a little. So these all things can say that earth is still very active. Molten material, okay, and formation of sea floor, rise of mountains, subduction, earthquakes. These all are says that earth is still active. Okay, crust, whatever we live today, it is, a lot of changes were taking place due to these all are. So you observe your surroundings, floods, lot of changes on the crust, earthquakes, lot of cracks, lot of damages will take place, and volcano eruption, lot of damages will be take place. Subduction, run of Kutch, it was happened due to Bhuj 2000, in 2002, 2001, in 2001 or in 2002 I think, 2001 there is a Bhuj in Gujarat, Bhuj earthquake came. So run of Kutch, some landforms will be, they went down, depressed land were formed. So dear viewers and my dear students and my dear friends, so this is our topic today. Today we learned very clearly about how stars are formed, and we also discussed about the internal structure of the earth. Some additional information also we have learnt, temperature, okay, and material, Suez, Austrian geologist, that information also we learned. In the next chapter, in the next class we will discuss about the continental drift theory. Dear students, these all are theories. Our lesson is full of theories, and from next lesson onwards, these all are reality. This is all theories. From based on the theories, there will be a reality. From the reality, theories were made. So we are learning first theories, then we will enter into the directly, live experiences. So I hope you have understood very well, and if you have any doubts, please write in a comment section, and I wish you all the best to all the aspirants and students. Jai Hind.